The eCom Q4 Summit was created to prove that any seller can experience a highly profitable fourth quarter with access to the right tips, strategies, and techniques. There's no need to struggle trying to figure out what to sell, where to find it, or how much to list it for. The summit covers everything from sourcing to listing to marketing and streamlining your operations. It doesn't matter if you're selling on one platform or multiple platforms like Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Walmart. And it doesn't matter if you're a new seller or an experienced seller. The information in the summit will help you get sale after sale after sale after sale during the busiest shopping season of the year, if you take massive action. So welcome to the eCom Q4 Summit. Hello, everyone. This is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Q4 Summit, and today's key featured speaker is Jacob Topping. Now, Jacob is known in the e-commerce space for his knowledge around print on demand and also around merch. So we're so excited to have him be part of the summit and to share all of his knowledge with you during this Q4 Summit. So, Jacob, thank you so much for joining us. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for having me, Nicole. I don't want to waste anybody's time, so let's get straight into it. I've prepared a presentation. I've entitled it Merch Beyond Merch. I know a lot of people are already familiar with Merch by Amazon. Some people are not, so I'll cover that. For people who have never heard of me or you don't know who I am, I did a brief intro. I'll tell you about my family and stuff briefly. But ideally, what I want to do is give you a picture of where I see the progression of print on demand and how that can fit into your business. And then at the end, don't forget, I do have a killer Q4 strategy, which I think will increase the sale value and increase the profitability of any existing print-on-demand listing. So that is something I'm really looking forward to. So make sure I don't forget that near the end. But without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead straight into the presentation. And if you have any questions, Nicole, we're both in the audio. So I know this is recorded, so there's no live questions. But I will be available 3 days in a row for the live panel discussions. So if you want to pick my brain and throw me those tough questions and you maybe challenge me or whatever, go for it. I'll be there live Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week, right?
Absolutely.
That is August the 2nd through the 5th. So
yep. Plus, there's also that you can also ask questions in the private Facebook group. We will have a Facebook event for his session. So here we go.
All right. So again, this presentation, I've entitled it Merch Beyond Merch, and it's exploring merch in the world of print on demand. I'm going to talk to you about how you can launch products and brands without shipping or inventory costs in 2021 and bridging the gap between the digital and physical products in 2021. First, I'll give you a brief intro for myself. I'm married to my wife, Tara. I've got 3 kids, Jono, who's 12, Oliver's 10, Alexis is 9. I'm Canadian from near the city's capital city of Ottawa. I've been selling online on marketplaces since 1999 through eBay. But I've been selling online before that since 1994, 1995, 96. I was making sales before you could take transactions. But when eBay had PayPal in 1999, I hopped on there as well. I've also sold Amazon FBA. So I sell on .com and .ca. I've got more than, that number is a bit old now. So I've got more than 1,500 ASINs. I've done retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, private label. I've done FBA, FBM, Create Space, KDP, and now I'm actually have listings on every global Amazon marketplace. So not just .com and .ca, but as well all of the other marketplaces. So, Mexico, the UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, around the whole world. I sell across more than 25 plus print-on-demand marketplaces and platforms, including Merch by Amazon. So that's a quick picture. It's a little bit older, but that's my 3 kids, my wife and I in the background. I've got some pets. We have a dog and a cat. My dog's name is Tessa. This cat is named Zeke. And then we also have a new cat that I don't have a picture of, Lux, and he's like a little monster cat. To give you a background about my, why you should care or why people know me from, I wrote the book, Merch in the World of Print on Demand. It is 365 pages of pure pod content. It is available in print and digital download. So if you have an all-access pass ticket, I believe you do get access to the digital copy, the bonus files, and unlimited free updates as the book is updated. I've been featured on Merch Minds podcast, the Merch Mates podcast, Merch Entrepreneurs podcast, Merch University podcast, the Pod podcast, the Merch Money YouTube live show, Merch Talk YouTube live show, Merch Empire Jersey Edition Shakedown, the Kristen Renfrew blog, the Hustle Girl blog, Mummy Income blog, the Geek Hustle blog. That's the copy of my book there. That's what it looks like. So if you see it in store shelves, you can get it at Target. You can also get it at Barnes & Noble and other places. I've also been on the Second Half Dreams blog, Thrift Books blog, the Amazon Consulting Experts. I've spoken there. It's featured on Goodreads.com, Dollar Moves blog, Passive Shirts blog, Merch Nerds blog, Touring Freedom blog, Print on Demand Sean Mayo Masterminds, the Essetino Artist blog, the Pro Seller Talks paid membership section, Smart FBA Income blog, the Elite Product Sourcing system, their whole ecosystem, the Telecommunicating Mommies blog, and there's actually more. I did the Merch Madness tour in 2017 and 2018 and 2019, so 3 years in a row. I toured more than 40 cities, talking with people one-on-one about print on demand. I was a speaker at the Simplezon Seller Conference in Houston. I spoke at the Amazon Wizards Pod event in Florida later on that year. Spoke at the ACE conference in Neptune, New Jersey with Mr. Cohen, Sam Cohen, at the Lima World Expo, Licensing Expo in Las Vegas, Rocky Mountain Reseller Conference, the White Label World Expo in London, and again in Las Vegas. And I'm scheduled to be a keynote speaker in London again, as well as Frankfurt, New York, and Las Vegas. So last week, I just came back from the Prosper Show and the Empowering Women's Conference because it's important to update your knowledge and update your network. So that's a bit about me. And that's why people, if you didn't know me already, you have an idea. So let's get to the reason why we're here. So I'm going to go through the progression of what I see people selling on print on demand, so sellers. I see people going from Fulfilled by Amazon, FBA. Then they find out about Merch by Amazon, and they find out that they can actually do similar to FBA, except it's a digital product, so they don't have to send in the inventory. They don't have to wait for the shipping. Things are immediately fulfilled, and Amazon takes care of the picking, packing, and shipping for them. So that's a progression that I see people making, going from Amazon FBA into Merch by Amazon, simply because the ease of use, the speed of delivery, the profit per sale, the reduction in risk, the not tying up your capital in inventory. There's a lot of benefits from that. Then I see people going for Merch by Amazon and realizing that there's a world of pod marketplaces out there in the world. So I'll talk about that in this talk later. From pod marketplaces, then there's pod integrations. This is a little bit more advanced than the pod marketplaces themselves, and I'll talk about what that means. And then below the dotted line, hashtag multi-pod and automating everything. So I'll get into what that means, what multi-pod distribution and omni-channel distribution means, and how you can literally automate everything. So again, Nicole, if you have any questions, let me know, but I'll do a quick comparison. Here's why I see people doing the progression. If you compare Amazon FBA, you have to invest the capital outlay. So you have to buy the inventory to send it into Amazon FBA, right? You have to wait for the shipping time. It takes time. You have to pay a monthly fee. It's about $40 per month, give or take a little bit. Depending on the country and the marketplace, it can be a little bit higher, a little bit lower than that. You get access to PPC. There's many sellers per ASIN. You can run out of inventory. There's FBA export, which allows you to have global shipping, and you have many items that you can sell on Amazon FBA. So people are familiar with that. With Merch by Amazon, it has some advantages. Number one, there's no capital invested. So you don't have to invest your capital outlay to buy the inventory to ship in. It's also a digital product. So you upload a design into Merch by Amazon. Once it's approved, it's created in Amazon, a prime listing. That prime listing is available for sale. And when somebody buys the item, Merch by Amazon creates the item at that moment in time and ships it to the buyer. So as a result, there's no shipping. You don't have to ship or import anything. You get an instant listing with Prime on Amazon.com and other Amazon marketplaces. Now they've opened that up to .com, .uk, .germany, .spain, .france, and some others. There's no monthly fees, so it's free. You don't have to pay, $40 a month or close to that. You get one seller per ASIN, and it turns out the seller is Amazon. So with Merch by Amazon, they are the seller of record. It's Amazon's listing. It's their ASIN. They pay you a royalty for the use of your design in the manufacture of the items that people are buying. And I'll get into some of those items that they have. It's virtually unlimited inventory. So it's limited only by the blanks that Merch by Amazon has on hand. US delivery, for a while, it was only US. It's now opened up to worldwide delivery, but the worldwide delivery doesn't cover all countries. So for example, China and Pakistan, some other countries are restricted for even the global delivery option. But you can now deliver to Canada, to Mexico, to most of Europe, and many other countries around the world. There's approximately 17 items for available on the Merch by Amazon. That's constantly been going up. So it might not be exactly 17 right now, but it has definitely been going up slowly over time. Originally, it was just t-shirts, and then there was premium t-shirts, and then there was hoodies. There's a V-neck sweatshirt, zip-up hoodie, and pullover hoodie. There's sweatshirts, long-sleeve tees. There's also pop sockets now. There's tote bags. They've got cell phone cases for the most popular types of cell phones. So that's to give you an idea of the difference between Amazon FBA and Merch by Amazon. Again, we're going through the progression here, fulfilled by Amazon to Merch by Amazon. Hopefully we covered that. The difference between Merch by Amazon and Pod Marketplaces, I'm going to go through that. So with, if you want to get tools that you can use for Merch by Amazon listings, you can use merchresearch.com. It goes to Merch Informer. There's a large button there. We can actually do searches, and it will isolate Merch by Amazon listings on Amazon. If you have the Chrome plugin, the DS Amazon Quick View, it's a free plugin, and it shows you the BSRs on the search results page in your browser if you're using a browser that has that extension. So usually Chrome, for example. For trademark searches, you may want to consider using the USPTO that has the official US Patents and Trademark Office. But if you don't want to spend the time learning exactly how to use that, you can also use Trademarkia. They do a daily upload of the USPTO data. It's fast, and it shows you the categories. So for Merch by Amazon, only certain categories they're looking at for trademark searches. In terms of what can you do with designs, or what kind of designs, where you can get inspiration from, you can have inspiration can come from anywhere, right? So I was out, this is me in California when I was on the Merch Madness tour in 2018, I believe, the second year. I saw this sign. It said "Insane Fun Ahead," and I thought, man, that's a colorful sign. It's got some custom graphics. It's obviously chalk on a board. You can take some of those fun colors and some of those ideas that you see around, and you can create your own designs. Just kind of use them as inspiration. So some people will write them down on a notepad. Some people will send them off to VAs to do research, make sure everything's not trademarked. Also, the secret spot. So Kind Grub and Super Juices. This is an example of a niche. There's a whole business, and it's catering to people who want super juices. So that tells you right away there's a niche. If somebody can run a business off of a single category or a single concept, there's more than likely a group of people large enough to want to buy those designs through Merch by Amazon or through other print-on-demand services. So that's kind of give you a quick idea of where you can find inspiration for things.
Oh my gosh. So let me just say, I think that is the coolest thing ever, because we're always passing little signs, whether you're at the mall or whether you're out at a strip mall or whether you're on vacation. Like, you always pass something that you think is kitschy or cool or just an interesting saying for where you happen to be at the time. So I had not ever, I literally need to go back through my phone and pull up some of the things that I've taken pictures of and go, hey, like, that's probably a print on demand opportunity.
Absolutely. So in the book, I actually show people how to make niche lists, because what I found was people were selling lists. So people are charging like $50 to $100 to give you a list of people, like a proven niche. And I'm like, these niches are not difficult to create. If you know how to do this, and I can teach you how to do this, it's really, really repeatable, and it's something you can make many lists from. Just by using that within the book, you can literally, I mean, you could make these lists and sell them to other people, but you can use them for your own business. So one thing that I mentioned on other calls, but I guess this is just an independent call, is that with print on demand, the asset itself is your design. The asset is the image that you're uploading. How you monetize that asset is dependent on other factors. What platform is it on? How many buy buttons are connected to that asset? What the pricing is, what the keywording is, and other factors. But the asset, the thing that makes your business valuable in print on demand, is the designs. So for me, in my business, I focus on making custom designs. I have design teams that do that for me. So I use multiple design teams in New Jersey, in Arizona, in the Philippines. And then I also commission designers as well. So right now I have a designer that's a digital artist, and she's making about 75 designs for me like this week. And I'm constantly making designs because that's the asset. That's what builds your business. And for me, I've got more than 10,000 now. So the more of those assets you have, the more opportunities you have to monetize those assets by listing them across platforms. But I don't want to get into technical too much because this is we only think we have like an hour, right? So I'm just going to try and power through it. And then if there's any questions, let me know. And It is kind of a long presentation, so I apologize in advance. It's a lot of data. So if you look at the next step in progression, going from Merch by Amazon to pod marketplaces, I'll give you some examples of some of the things that make people realize that progression and why they will progress from one to the other given enough time. So with Merch by Amazon, there's an application process. You do have to apply for it. Once you apply, there's tiers. They start at tier 10, then 25, 100, 50, 50, 100, 500, 1,000, 20,000. It keeps going up. So there's people now in tier 100,000, tier 250,000. The tiers go quite high. There's daily upload limits. Those limits have been changing a little bit recently, but they're still daily upload limits. The shipping is available in the US, UK, Denmark, and some other places, as well as the Amazon global locations that they've rolled out in the last few years. There's more than 17 products, so it gives you an idea of the volume of types of products that they have. You get one upload, and that goes to a maximum of all the products that are on Merch by Amazon. And they now do translation for you, and they'll put them out to the global Amazon marketplaces based on some changes they just made recently, like in the last 2 or 3 months. You do get a Prime branded shipping. So your listing on Amazon is a Prime listing. And you get access to amazon.com.uk.de. I'm missing a couple there because they've added France and Spain as well, and some others. So, excuse me, I'm going to take a break with some a little drink because I've been talking all day and my throat's super dry.
I know that life very much. I also think this is quite interesting, the information that you're sharing, especially for those people that are thinking about it.
It's about to get really advanced. So most people that sell on Amazon, they haven't learned anything new yet. But by the end of this, they're going to be like, holy shit, let's do this. So now, why would somebody move from Merch by Amazon to a pod marketplace? Number one, you get instant approval, right? So there's no application. There's no tiers. So you can upload many, many designs per day or per hour, whatever you want. There's no daily limits. Shipping is worldwide. All countries in the world are available through pod marketplaces. There's thousands of products, not 17 or 20 or 26 or whatever. It's thousands, right? Everything from skateboards, bicycles, chairs, wallpaper, wrapping paper, any kind of article of clothing, shoes, hats, underwear, swimwear, homewares, pillowcases, spreadsheet, blankets, anything for your home, pillows for your living room, carpets, custom carpets, welcome mats for the front of your house, tire covers for the back of Jeeps, right? If you want to have a branded Jeep cover for your tire, you can do that through print on demand. There's thousands of products. When I say thousands of products, I mean thousands of types of products. And then each one of those products has different variations and different things across pod marketplaces. On some of them, one upload will give you more than 50 products. So an example that I love to give is Redbubble. You make one upload on Redbubble, you're going to get more than 60 products created instantaneously. And you can set up a Redbubble account instantly. So like while you're listening to this call, you can open up a side tab and set up a free Redbubble account instantaneously and upload an image that's already on your computer, and you'll have more than 60 products live and for sale online. If any one of those makes a sale, Redbubble will then take that and cross-list it across to Google Shopping. So now not only do you have 50 plus or 60 plus products on Redbubble, you also have listings on Google Shopping. And when people are looking for those items based on the keywords that you've put in, and you can put in plenty of keywords, they will find them on Google Shopping. When they click on Google Shopping, that'll take you through the Redbubble page and you continue to make money. Plus, you can adjust how much profit you want to make. With Redbubble, you actually set the percentage of return that you want to make on any of the products. You can have 0 return. You can have 100% return. You could have like literally 300% if you wanted. And people have all kinds of different strategies around there. In the book, I talk about 9 different pricing strategies that people use. They're all a little bit different, but it kind of gives you an idea. There's no Prime branding like there would be with Merch by Amazon. So that's one disadvantage from having a pod marketplace. However, there is on some of the platforms Prime similar programs. So Zazzle, for example, which has been around for more than 10 years and makes more than $1 billion in sales per year. They have Zazzle Black, and that allows for 48-hour shipping. So that's very similar to Prime. They start at $10 for access to Zazzle Black. There's also Rush, which is available through another print-on-demand platform, and it allows you to have shipments within 24 hours of the purchase. So although there's not Prime listings with pod marketplaces, there are some similar programs by some of the other pod marketplaces, but that is a big difference. So to give you an idea of some pod marketplaces that you can look at, Redbubble, Zazzle, Spreadshirt, TeePublic. There's more than 50 different pods. I cover more than 40 of them in depth in my book, which is Merchant in the World of Print on Demand. And excuse me, each of those companies that I've listed is making more than $1 billion in sales per year. So Redbubble is making more than $1 billion a year in sales. It's actually, I believe, more than $3 billion now. Zazzle is making more than $1 billion per year in sales. Spreadshirt's making more than $1 billion per year in sales. TeePublic's making quite a lot of money as well. And TeePublic, I believe, was bought by Redbubble. So these print-on-demand marketplaces, when we say $1 billion in sales, that's pure print-on-demand, right? When you look at Merch by Amazon, of course, Amazon makes more than $1 billion in sales. They make hundreds of billions of dollars. But you can't say that all of the sales from Amazon are print-on-demand. You can say a portion of them are Merch by Amazon, and most of the sales on Amazon are not Merch by Amazon, right? So that includes things like TVs, microwaves, like clothing for children, chairs, stuff like that. Those are not print-on-demand sales. So I like to, if we're comparing print-on-demand to print-on-demand, these other pod marketplaces, they're giant and they make a huge volume. Okay, so going along with the progression again, here are some print-on-demand pods that you can take a look at. Etsy. You can have handmade products where you're the designer of the design and you have a third-party fulfillment service through a print-on-demand. So Etsy, if you don't know, they make more than $5 billion per year in sales, and you can do print-on-demand automated through Etsy now. Redbubble, TeePublic, Zazzle, Cafe Press, Spreadshirt through their marketplace. Those are organic traffic sources. If you want to do paid or marketing traffic, I would recommend something like Teespring, Sunfrogs, FanPrint, Spreadshirt, Fine Art America, Teachip. Of those, excuse me, on the paid marketing traffic side, I would say Fine Art America is probably your best bet. It's underappreciated, but it itself makes more than $1 billion in sales. It allows you to list across multiple product categories, and you can actually get into physical stores and do partnerships with TV networks through Fine Art America. So I talk about that in the book as well, but it's pretty stuff. You can't do that with Merch by Amazon at the moment. All right, so now hopefully I've made the case that some of these print-on-demand marketplaces give you a slight advantage over Merch by Amazon, right?
Yes, absolutely. I actually got involved with Gearbubble about 2 years ago. Yeah. But I don't have my account. Well, I have an inactive account with them. But yeah, I got started with Gearbubble, not Redbubble. But yes, you should definitely be selling on some of this.
I'm going to take it up to the next level now. So once people figure out they can go to pod marketplaces, it gets better than that. Okay. So with the pod marketplace, you got one marketplace at a time. One marketplace's product lineups. You get one marketplace's audience at a time, right? You get the marketplace's features and their analytics, which is great, but it's only limited to one marketplace. You can take it up a level and you can do a pod integration. Okay, now this is where, personally, this is the space I love. I'm really into this. I like integrations. I love what you can do with them. So let me give you an example. You can have multiple pod marketplaces. So using Shopify, you can connect your print-on-demand products to multiple marketplaces at the same time. You can list to Amazon through Seller Central from Shopify, which allows you to do print-on-demand from over 80 print-on-demand suppliers, and you can push that product onto Amazon through Seller Central. That means that if somebody clicks on the ASIN, buys that product on Amazon, Amazon's going to forward the order as a fulfilled by merchant through to your Shopify integration. The Shopify integration is going to identify that product, and it's going to be fulfilled by your internal Shopify print-on-demand fulfillment service. And as I just mentioned, there's more than 80. So if you want to do something through Spreadshirt, through SPod, through Guten, through Printify, through any of the different pod makers, you can do all of those through your Shopify account and then literally connect your Shopify to Amazon. That allows you to give access to all these products that are literally not even available on Merch by Amazon through Amazon's own program, and you can sell them on the Amazon marketplace. Plus, you can sell it on multiple marketplaces. So you can sell it on Amazon.ca, on .mx, on all of the European marketplaces, in Japan, and like other places where you don't even have access to Merch by Amazon through Amazon's own merch program, right? which is mind-blowing. You can also use multiple pods products. So like I mentioned, you can, excuse me, You could use something like Printful, where they've got hundreds of products. T-Chip, Society 6, Scalable Press, different areas where they actually make the different products, and they have third-party factories making them, or sometimes direct, like with Printfuls, they're making their own. But it allows you to integrate multiple marketplaces with multiple print-on-demand product manufacturers, right? And then, as I just mentioned, multiple marketplaces. You can push that out to Amazon, to Etsy, to eBay, to Shopify, to Walmart, to Wish.com, to like more than one marketplace globally, all around the world. They all have integrations for these. You can also do multiple marketplace features and analytics. So if you're plugging in a Shopify integration with multiple pod products, and you're plugging that into Etsy, you get all the Etsy analytics for any traffic that you get on Etsy. But if you're pushing the same integration with the same products through a Shopify integration, for example, and you're pushing that onto Walmart, you also get the Walmart analytics for your products, right? Then you could also push that out to eBay, and you can gather more data from the eBay analytics that are built into that. You can plug it into your Amazon Seller Central account. That gives you traffic. Because it's not a Merch by Amazon account, you can actually see the back-end keywords. You can actually see the traffic. You can see how many people clicked on it. You can run PPC to your print-on-demand products on Amazon. There's all kinds of additional features and analytics that you can get by doing pod integrations. Does that make sense, Nicole?
Absolutely. Shopify is a great way because they have all those awesome plugins for you to be able to send stuff through other platforms. So I love that. And also get stuff from other platforms into your Shopify store. So I love that.
Yeah. And I'm a huge fanboy of Shopify. Its world headquarters is like 45 minutes from my house. I've got friends that work at Shopify. I've got people that I know there. But it's not the only example. So you can also do this through big e-commerce. You can do it through Cartel. I think it's called... I just forget off the top of my head.
There's BigCommerce, WooCommerce.
That's right. Yeah. All of those sites. You can do them through, you can do these integrations through some of them as well. What I find is Shopify is the largest e-commerce integrations supplier in the world. So they have more integrations than anybody else. I find them to be the smoothest, the easiest to set up. And you can set up multiple print-on-demand product manufacturers through one backend simultaneously. So you don't have to pick to just do Printful. You could do Printful, but you could also have Guten, and you could also have SPod, and you could also have Printify. And then Printify's got like 200 plus manufacturers directly through that. So you can pick and choose who's making your stuff, right? So, all right. Is it clear the advantages pod integrations over pod marketplaces?
Definitely very clear. And here's the deal. I'm just going to throw this out there. Yep. For those of you that are doing print on demand that are watching this session, and you're doing print on demand, this is an opportunity for you to begin the process of gradually scaling your business because we're going into Q4. It is August. So because it's August, you literally could start the process. If you've been doing print on demand right now and you're only on one platform, then you can gradually start to expand out. You can start to look into integrations, and you can work through that in August, trying to fine tune your business process, your business practice in August, maybe, and also begin the process, maybe hiring one VA or two VAs, or getting one VA, getting that VA going on your business process and getting them stabilized in your business process in August and then September. So you're ready to rock and roll in October. So
Nicole, you're making it too easy for people. I'm going to show them how to fully automate it. Remember that bottom line was full automation?
Okay, let's do it then. Let's do it.
You want to build and manage a team of VAs to do uploads for you? Go knock yourself out. I show you how to do that in the book too. I have a whole chapter on how to automate print on demand. So
there you go.
Like literally an entire chapter on it. But let me continue on the presentation. So I think this will be helpful. Now, before I do that, some other pod integrations. So Printful, you can link a pod POD to marketplaces. Custom Cat, like Printful with better pricing. It's got monthly fees. It's quite fast. Tzilli is like Custom Cat. It's got better pricing on international printing. Scalable Press is good for volume orders. I don't know. Different businesses have different models and different catering to different clients. So if you do want to compete on price, Scalable Press offers below $3 per shirt. That's for a custom print-on-demand shirt. That's insane. Okay, less than $3 a shirt is nuts. Some other things that you can go the difference between pod integrations and then taking it to multi-pod and automating everything. This is where it gets silly. So with pod integrations, you got to load each design one at a time, and you have to set up the integration, right? You have to load each integration into each platform. You have to manually load them. When you go multi-pod, right? So now you're on multiple omni-channel distribution across the world, right? So you're selling on multiple marketplaces, Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Walmart, all over the place, right? Multiple country locations as well. So not just Walmart.com, but like Walmart.ca, for example, very popular in Canada. Just a shout out to the Canadians. There's like almost 40 million people in Canada. So don't forget that we exist. Very high income earners. People love to shop online. Market to the Canadians. We love it.
There you go.
All right. So with multi-pod, you can do bulk uploads of designs. You can load multiple pods simultaneously, and you can use automated software to load these things. Let me repeat that. Bulk upload of designs. So you can select like 100 designs and upload them all at the same time. You can load multiple pods simultaneously. So not just like one print on demand or one Shopify integration, but you can actually load to like 5, 6, 7, 8 different print on demand marketplaces simultaneously. You can use automated software to load your designs for you while you're sleeping, right? I mean, sure, you can hire a VA team and they'd be happy to do that. You can pay them, that's fine. But when you can automate it with software, the cost effectiveness is fantastic.
Yes, it is. I'm interested. So, here we go. I'm very interested.
All right, let's see what's behind here. So iMacros is something that was experimented with a few years ago. People are using that for Redbubble. It allows you to set up macros to repeat automation. So it's something anybody can set these things up. It's called iMacros. T-Uzi Suite. This is including Princey, Principal, and Etsy. Frog Jumper, which goes to Sunfrog. The Social Post Pilot, which allows you to do automated listings onto Facebook. Orbit Kit, which allows one upload to get to multiple print-on-demand marketplaces through automated actions. So it will position the thing. It'll create the products for you. It'll load them across, I believe, 9 different print-on-demand marketplaces simultaneously. Merch Wizard allows you to download all of your Merch by Amazon listings into an Airtable, which is like a cloud-based spreadsheet program. And then you can push them across multiple print-on-demand integrations via third-party integrations such as OrbitKit. So if you have, let's say, Merch Wizard plus OrbitKit, and you have the Elite package, and you've integrated the two, you can literally pull all your designs off Merch by Amazon, put them into an Airtable, connect it to the Airtable to OrbitKit, and redistribute all of your Merch by Amazon listings across like more than 6 or 7 or 8 print-on-demand platforms automatically using your existing designs, which are already on Merch by Amazon. Is this starting to make sense, Nicole? Like, is this something you think people would want to like automate the reuse of their existing designs?
Yeah, they definitely would want to know how to do it from a technical standpoint for sure. But yes, people want to be able to just be able to make money in their sleep, like while they're sleeping. Stuff is happening automatically. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, if people have questions about exactly how to do this, or they want to know how exactly this works, essentially, I'll just explain it to people because, I mean, some people are watching this for free. This is just great free content we're putting out. Some people have the all access pass, and of course, you get an awesome bonus with that. I don't know if we mentioned the bonus during the call, but it's a pretty awesome bonus. It's worth a lot of money. But if you go to Merch Wizard and you look at their Elite integration, and then you look at the integration they have with OrbitKit, they literally lay out exactly step-by-step on how to set that up. And they're not alone. So since Merch Wizard's been doing this, and since OrbitKit's been doing this, other players have come on. Merch Informer, which is probably one of the most well-known software that people use for analyzing their Merch by Amazon accounts, it now allows you to do cross-marketplace uploads across multiple print-on-demand platforms, right? So Neil Lawson's done a terrific job with Merch Informer. But Merch Informer itself, even it has its own competition that people don't talk about too much. But I mean, the competition's been around for 4 or 5 years, so I'm going to mention it. There's Merch Titans. Merch Titans offers a lot of the same functionality as Merch Informer, and they have some unique capabilities and skills there as well. There's also Merch Ninjas, and Merch Ninjas is made by the Germans. It's also very efficient, and it's very good at optimizing and analyzing existing Merch by Amazon designs. And when you start to look at some of the software and the automated tools that are available, Even making the designs inside of Merchant Former, for example, there's a designer suite now. So you can actually make your designs in Merchant Former and then upload them across multiple platforms. And you can analyze both social media, across social media platforms and across Amazon through the Merch by Amazon account. So that's just kind of like, if you're taking notes, then you can go look this up afterwards. But I'm sure they'll have the ability to pause and replay. So go listen to what I just said and make a shit ton of money. So future innovations. So the future innovations I see, oops, hold on. The future innovations that I see continuing to happen, number one, more print-on-demand products will continue to arrive. This is never ending. The industry has been growing at 35 to 40% year over year over year over year for the last, like, I'm going to say at least 10 years. It's been growing at a 35 to 40% growth rate per year, compounding on itself. So is it going to slow down? Well, history does not indicate that that's going to happen. Could it? Yeah, sure, it could. Maybe something will come out and totally obliterate print on demand, but why would that happen, right? I don't understand. It's the prices keep getting less expensive, the quality gets higher, the production times are faster, the print qualities are better, the items that are available for print on demand continue to expand. There's new competition, there's new print on demand suppliers coming on, and they're all competing for your business. So it becomes more efficient and more competitive. And all of these things led to higher profit margins for your business over time. Plus, with print on demand, I don't know if this is lost on some people, but I uploaded designs 4 years ago or more than 4 years ago, and they still continue to make sales now. I literally haven't touched them since I uploaded. I like literally uploaded them. I haven't changed the price. I didn't move the marketplace. I didn't ship anything in. There's no cost for inventory, storage, overhead fees. You know, there's no storage, Amazon fees. It's software, right? I've got prime listings on Amazon that continue to make sales week after week, day after day, month after month, 4 years plus after originally uploading the design.
Oh my gosh, I really love that. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I mean, you build a foundation and it continues to provide for you over time. And it's not just Merch by Amazon. Like I said, there's Redbubble. I make a ton of sales on Redbubble, on TeePublic, on Threadshirt, Cafe Press, Teespring, Sunfrog, Zazzle, T-Chip, Society 6, Printful, Printora, Scalable Press, Etsy, Designed by Humans, Custom Cat, Represent, Gearbubble, Rajon. Rajon is, I think, out of business now because they got sued and delisted off of Shopify because somebody was uploading stuff that's not legal. So Rajon, maybe scratch that off your list. Bonfire, Screen, Threadless, Sunfrog, and Designed by Humans. Like there's all kinds of different print on demand. I go through multiple ones in my book, more than 40, and I don't just list them. I list like what it is, what's on it, how do you optimize it, how do you maximize your exposure on it, what are the keywords, how can you optimize your listing, what are the programs that they have. I go through like a lot of detail in my book on each one of them. Yeah, that's why it's so long. It's like more than 300 pages long. All right. So, so there's some links here. v.ht/merch top will take you to my Facebook group, which is Merch by Amazon, top sellers for newbies and pros. Google.gl/I_F872E. That'll give you free premium fonts for making text-based designs, and they're good for commercial use. You just click on that link, you get access to them. Or, you know, you can't click on the link because it's a video, but you can write it down and go to that link. Etsy.me/2N_V2RQF. If you don't have an Etsy shop set up, you can use that link. It will give you 40 free Etsy listings when you join Etsy for free. That's worth $8. So save yourself $8 in listing fees. Go for that. If you want a 14-day free trial access to any plan on Shopify, even including their crazy high-end plans, you can go to goo.gl, so that's the Google, /XZVUUR, and that gives you a 14-day free access to any plan on Shopify. So if you're not on Shopify, go check it out. You can set up your store. You can see the integrations. You can see how the print-on-demand things go. And then if you want to add Printful as a free supplier for your integrations to maybe send to Etsy or Amazon or Store Envy or more different locations, you can set up a free Printful account by going to the link goo.gl/S1U8AJ. The part that says gives attendees today 40% off, ignore that. That's an error. All right.
I want to also mention, we'll also try and make sure those links are somewhere on this page. So while you're watching this, we'll try to make sure that we have all those links on the page. We'll test them. So then that way you can click on it and also be able to join this Facebook group. So go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. You can take a screenshot and just write them down. If any of them don't work, let me know. I'll generate a new link and give it to you. But they should all work. Believe they worked last time I checked them. So again, I sell across more than 25 pod marketplaces and platforms. The book covers roughly 50, maybe a little bit less than 50. It gives you how-tos, pro tips, and more. If you have any questions, ask me anything. Now's the time. And before we do that, I don't want to forget the one Q4 thing that you can do that I discovered when I was in Las Vegas last week, which I think is going to be mind-blowing. So don't let me forget that one. Okay, so there's a wrap-up conclusion. This is usually a live presentation.
So here's what I do want to say.
Yeah.
I know he's going to give the Q4 tip. And I just want to say, first of all, for those of you that have not, you've been thinking about print on demand, one of the biggest benefits of print on demand is you're not touching inventory. You're not having to go from store to store to store to source. You're not having to establish wholesale accounts. You're not having to ship inventory into Amazon or to a prep center or to a fulfillment center. Print on demand, you are hands-free. You have the ability to travel, like Mr. Jacob, and do what you want to do when you want to do it. And you can simplify your life. So you're not having to have a lot of upfront money to get started in this business. You can get started in print on demand with little to no money. And so if this is something that you're interested in doing, and you want to get started, get your feet wet in August so that you can get comfortable and familiar with the platforms. And then, scale up or increase your knowledge and experience and exposure in September so that you have a process and a game plan in place to move forward into October, November, and December for Q4. Don't wait. It's a great way to get started. You don't have to worry about upfront costs. You don't have to worry about upfront dollars. You just, you design things and you can work. There's so many different tools out there to help you create designs. So in any case, I wanted to share that because a lot of people think they have to have a boatload of money to get started making money online in e-commerce, and that's not true.
Yeah, so let's just back this up. So I know some people have already read my book and some people have never heard of it before. This is a first time exposure to me. So print on demand is fundamentally this. You create a design, okay? You can take a picture of like a tree. You can draw with your finger in the sand on the beach. You can do something on a trackpad or on your computer or on your cell phone. There's so many different ways to do it. Once you have your design, you load it to the print on demand platform. So whether that's Merch by Amazon or whether that's Redbubble or Zazzle or Shopify or any of the places that we just talked about, and I listed off more than 30 of them during this one call, all of them work the same way. You upload your design, right? You create a title, a description, a price. You apply which products you want to be available. And then when a buyer clicks on the product to buy that item, it will take the design, apply it to whatever the item is, whether it's a cell phone case or a t-shirt or a hoodie or bathing suit or shower curtain or whatever it is. And it sends that item to the person who ordered the item online. So from a buyer standpoint, they're just buying stuff online. From your standpoint, you're uploading designs and creating listings on marketplaces. And the nice thing about print on demand is it costs nothing except for Etsy. You have a listing fee with Etsy, but I just gave you a link where you get a bunch of free ones. But all the other ones are free to list. And every sale makes a profit. So you never put your capital at risk, right? Plus, if you're making your own designs and you're taking the time to upload to the marketplaces, there's literally no cost required. You can start with $0 with no experience. You can create an account in one day, in less than 1 hour, you can have a Redbubble account and have more than 60 items for sale in less than 20 minutes. It's very easy to enter print on demand. Now, to maximize print on demand or to make it a living, that takes a little bit more time, a little bit more skill. But we give you the resources through things like my book or through online training or through the groups that I run. I just constantly post free information about print on demand in my group. There's more than 20,000 members. Again, that's Merch by Amazon top sellers for newbies and pros. There's more than 20,000 members there. They're there to help you out, right? So not only does it cost nothing to get started, and not only do you make a profit on every single sale, and not only do the sales continue on like potentially for years and years and years into the future based on work you did in the past, but you can automate and scale till your heart's delight, right? You can build an automated team. I do in my book, I actually talk about how to outsource up to 100% of your business. So you can literally not do anything. It's just fully automated. You can automate all of it. I talk about marketing, talk about community resources. So like, obviously I want to make sure that people can connect to the wider community. I talk about software design processes and the pod basics. So I don't really want to promote the book too much, but just kind of give you an idea of what's there. So Nicole, let me give you two things. I was just going to do the one, but I got two things. So is now a good time to do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Sorry, I just want to make sure there's no other slides here. No other slides there. Okay, so all right. So can we cut from the slide? I'm just gonna like use some body language here. We can cancel the screen share. Stop screen.
Okay. All right.
All right. So guys, I'm here with Nicole. Here's the two tips. One of them is a straight out tip. I discovered it in Las Vegas, and when I thought of it, I talked to somebody. We spent about 6 hours going through some different things, and we ran this by some test market people. We got some feedback, and it seems to be resoundingly true. If you want to add value to any print on demand listing, and this will probably work for even non-print on demand listings, all you need to do is create an emotional response in your buyer. People are not logical, they're emotional. When they buy, it's based on emotion, it's not based on logic. Here's some examples, and here's why it hit me when I was in Las Vegas. When I was in Las Vegas, I was at the MGM Grand, and they have a stadium where people will be filled the stadium, the seats to watch people box, okay? So boxing. So two grown men or women will go into a boxing match, and people will pay $1,000 a ticket to watch two people hit each other in the face or hit each other with gloves on. Okay. So they're literally paying. So the people in the audience are paying $1,000 a ticket to watch two other people that they don't even know personally beat each other up and it's not a long match. If you're into boxing, like the rounds, they're like 3 minutes long or something. It's usually 12 rounds. So we're talking like less than an hour. So for less than an hour of pure emotional outlet, they'll pay $1,000 just so they can be close to these people beating each other up. Legally, right? That's what they'll pay. It creates things. Not only that, people will pay $50, $60 to watch it on TV, pay-per-view. They will pay $10 to go into a sports bar so they can watch the sports bar's live feed of people punching each other for like less than an hour, right? Yeah. Emotion creates value. That's an example of that, okay? When you go to a restaurant and they feed you a bowl of ramen noodles, the cost on those ramen noodles if they're homemade or if they're making them in the restaurant themselves, they're probably less than $1. But you might pay $20, $30, $40 for the ramen if they add an egg. Do you think the egg costs $30? No, it doesn't. No. Do you think the little green onion shavings on the side, does that cost $40? No, it doesn't. Does they have a little piece of bacon, a little bit of spice, a little bit of the sesame oil, a little bit of sesame seeds? Does all that stuff add up to $35? No way. Why are you paying $35, $40 for a bowl of ramen noodles? The answer is decor, emotion, how you felt in the moment, how the server was presented it to you, the design and layout of the menu. The emotional response and the connection to that experience is what creates value. It literally increases the value of your item. It's the same thing works on print on demand, and I believe it's universal. So if you want to create a design and you want to drive more sales, or increase the price for the item that you're selling, even beyond the market norms for that price. If you can create a design that invokes emotion, it doesn't even matter what the emotion is. It doesn't have to be happy, joy-filled, beautiful, everything's happy. People will pay a lot of money to go to a sad movie, right? People will go and watch a depressing movie about a love story where everybody falls to shit and everybody's like dies at the end of the movie. And they'll pay like $25 for popcorn and a ticket to go and watch this terrible story. But they love it because it made them emotional, right? It made them cry. It made them think of an emotion, something that happened in their history. It inspires them maybe, right? It doesn't have to be a positive emotion. It could be positive. It could be negative. It could be anger, right? So you think about controversial things, right? Again, make sure you're not violating the terms of service and make sure you're not doing anything illegal, making sure you're not violating any trademark. But there's lots of hot topic buttons that really create a debate. It can be two sides of the debate. This could be a political thing. It could be a non-political thing. It could be a sports. It could be a concept. It could be, I don't know, like an economic theory, right? Inflation versus new monetary theory, for example. It could be anything where there's an emotional response, where people are attached to their position, right? It could be like creation versus evolution. It could be abortion versus whatever the opposite of abortion is. Like there's all kinds of things that will really, really tweak in the emotional response. If you can create an emotional response in your buyers, you will sell more designs on print on demand, and you can actually increase the prices on your existing listings if they already do that. So whether that's through keywords, whether that's through the design creation itself, it doesn't really matter what the emotion is. Again, it could be positive, it could be negative, it could be sadness, anger, it could be historical abuses, like mental stuff. It could be, mental health. It could be like all kinds of stuff. Just keep in mind, you want to know what the terms of service are for whatever platform you're on, so you don't want to violate those. But there's plenty of hot button topics that will get the emotions running, and they will drive sales, right? I'll give you an example. On the site Bonfire, which I mentioned there, Bonfire is a charity-based print-on-demand service, okay? So it's designed to help charities raise money. They had the Women's March in Washington a few years ago. I believe it was maybe 2018 that happened, I think, something like that.
Something like that.
They ran a single campaign through Bonfire. It was obviously an emotionally charged event. It was very popular, very well attended. They sent out the link to the people that came. In one design, on one platform, with one link, they made more than $500,000 in sales. Guess what the profit margin is on a digital download for something that gets done on print on demand? It's extremely high. Okay, it's like 50% or more, right? So, if you're selling something for $35 and you're getting a 17% payout, a $17 payout, and you sell $500,000 worth, you're making like six figures for a single listing because they used emotion to drive the buying. So that's my Q4 tip. Okay, I hope that's helpful. And I think when you think about it, you can replay it. You can really think about that. You can add a lot of value just by creating emotion. Okay, so I also have a bonus thing because I noticed it looks like we have an hour, but we're only at 51 minutes. So I'm going to keep going, okay?
Okay,
so,
that sounds great.
I mean, why not, right?
Why not?
So yesterday I gave an example. I was on another live stream yesterday. And of course, I'll be on the panels next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with Nicole. So you can ask me questions live if you want to interact with me. But let's consider TikTok for a second, right? Some people are realizing that TikTok's a huge opportunity. It's one of the most popular, most downloaded apps. It's a global app, right? So it's across the US, it's in China, it's around the whole world, okay? We know that TikTok, it's not unheard of for some videos to go viral, okay? Even more so than, like, say, YouTube. A TikTok video, if you tweak the algorithm correctly, can go super viral really fast. Okay, so it's not impossible. It happens literally all the time. I met with Mayan Gordon. She's a TikTok superstar. I met with her last week. She has more than 900 million views just on TikTok. 900 million views. Okay, so like almost 1 billion views. So she knows what she's doing, right? But she can tell you that some videos will go viral, some won't. So I'm going to give you an example of how you can monetize this for print on demand, okay? It's a real concrete example. It's completely achievable. I can't guarantee that your video will go viral, but if you can get it to go viral, this is a great strategy. And I'll tell you the economics. It'll make sense, hopefully. So if you have a notepad, write this down. I'm sorry I didn't write it down on my slides, but it should make sense. So let's say you have a TikTok video, right? And on your TikTok video, you've picked an emotionally charged topic, something that people can really relate to. They're either for it or against it. It creates some friction. People are going to argue about it. They're going to share it with their people. Hopefully it goes viral. Let's say this video reaches 2 million views. This can happen in one day, in 1 week, in a month, in a year. It could never happen. We don't know when that's going to happen. But let's just, for example's sake, you get one video takes off. It's got 2 million views. Now, if you make a reference to your link in your TikTok profile, say click the link, download the product that we're talking about, okay? The average click-through rate for people that want to buy something on TikTok, I've heard, is approximately 3%. That means 97% of people are not going to click and buy something through that link. So let's just assume you get 3% buy-in on your 2 million views, okay? And let's say that link goes to a print-on-demand product, something that's automated, right? That gets manufactured on demand. It costs you nothing. There's no inventory, no shipping, no waiting, no storage fees. It's just going to a listing. The listing can be on any platform. It could be on Amazon, could be on Merch by Amazon, could be on Redbubble, could be Zazzle, could be Cafe Press, could be on any of the platforms we mentioned. So it works with any of them. It doesn't matter. You're driving traffic to that listing, okay? Let's say the average sale that you make on that sale item is $5. Okay, it's totally reasonable. So if you have a hoodie and it's $26, more than reasonable, you can make $5.
Yeah.
If it's a Merch by Amazon t-shirt, you're listing it for like $23, $24, you're going to make more than $5. So making the $5 is not the issue. Getting the 3% is not the issue. Getting the 2 million viral reviews on TikTok, it is an issue, but it happens a lot. So it can happen. And if you have an emotionally charged video that drives traffic, much more likely to happen. Okay. What does the economics of this transaction look like? I'll review the numbers again. You have 2 million views. You have a 3% buy. You make $5 per sale. How much money do you make off the single video with a single link? Any mathematicians in the house, Nicole?
I'm pulling up the calculator.
Right, you do the calculation. I'm going to spoil it. Spoiler alert. The answer is 300,000.
Nice.
Your single video on TikTok with a single link, assuming a 3% buyout and a $5 sale per purchase, generates a not revenue.
Profit.
A profit of at least $300,000 for a single video on a single platform. If this doesn't like start to generate the possibilities of what can be done with print on demand, I'm not really like I've failed my job. But like it's not limited to just TikTok, right? You can make videos on YouTube. You can make them on TikTok. You can make clickable links on Instagram. You can make Facebook posts. You can make Facebook live videos with links below directing traffic to your website, which then has a funnel that makes people gets into a buying funnel, right? You can do all this stuff with print on demand. You can set up these integrations. Most of them, in general, most of them are free to set up, like almost all of them. Some of them have paid subscriptions and stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of these things are free. If you look at Shopify and the amount of integrations that you get, you can start a Shopify account for $9.99. That's the base, like small little entry one. It doesn't give you the actual hosting plan, but it gives you access to the Shopify integrations, which means you can sell on Instagram, you can sell on Facebook Marketplace, you can sell through email, right? You can sell through other platforms, and you can integrate your shop on Shopify across other integrations for $10 a month.
That's right. That's true.
You don't tell me you can't afford $10 a month. That's ridiculous. Like people pay more than that for parking. Right? If you park a car more than once a month, you probably could afford that. Now, most people I would recommend with Shopify, I would recommend getting like their base plan. It's around $30 a month. It's a little bit less than $30 a month.
Yeah.
That's going to meet most people's needs. And they have like there's Shopify Pro plans and there's all kinds of different things. But I don't want to get lost in the details. The example here is with TikTok. One TikTok video, one link, 3% buy rate, $5 profit can generate you, the TikTok video creator. And again, you can do this on your phone. You don't even need anything else. Like you don't even have to have a computer, right?
Right.
That's $300,000 in profit.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You can do more than one. You can do more than one, Nicole.
Oh, absolutely. You can do a video a day. You can do one every day. Video a day. Yes.
I'm going to take it a step further because I know people are like, okay, Jacob, sure, you're going to do this. You're going to do 2 million videos. What if I want to do 6 videos? I'm going to put 6 links? No, I can't do that, right? Screw that. Put in a Linktree link. That's the link you put in your TikTok.
That's right.
When they click on that, you can add hundreds of links on your Linktree.
That's right.
Each link can go to a different product. And you can put that on your TikTok channel. And then that way, when somebody clicks or likes any of your TikTok videos with any of the products that you mentioned, they click on the link, they see the directory, they discover not only that there's a product associated with each of your videos, But each one of those, they have a choice. So maybe they see something they like, maybe they see something they don't like, maybe they see something that they didn't even realize was there. Maybe they share that video with someone else. Maybe they post it somewhere else. Maybe they refer a friend. Maybe you can grow your audience through showcasing some of the things you can do. So these are just some ideas. With print on demand, the marketing capability is insane. Yeah. In my book, I go through more than 40 different ways. More than half of them are free. And a little bit less than half of the 40 ways are paid, different ways to accelerate your marketing. But again, more than half of the 40 ways. So like more than 20 different absolutely free ways that you can market traffic to your print on demand is in the book. It's in chapter 5. It's called marketing. So there's no unclear about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope you like my Q4 tip, like drive emotional listings, increase your prices in Q4. People are aware there's a global inflation rise right now. Shipping costs are up like 300%, I've heard, depending on the route. So if you're shipping physical product and this year you realize that your shipping cost just went up by 300%, imagine this. Print on demand, the shipping cost is 0. Okay. And the amount of time it takes you to ship your product and to create a listing on Amazon, it's 0. It's instantaneous. Okay. It's like, it happens immediately. So the time it takes you to upload into Merch by Amazon, it takes maybe like about a minute or so to like create the listing and upload it. And once it's approved, it's on Amazon as a prime listing on a .com, and it stays there like forever. But like, think about the impact to your business by creating a repeatable, always profitable listing across multiple marketplaces. That's print on demand. That's my talk. Nicole, thanks for having me. Do you have any questions for me?
Well, I was just going to do the wrap up. So here's the deal. Somewhere on this page is information about Jacob. So you can see all of his social media will be on this page. In addition to that, there'll be links to things. And if you want to go ahead and upgrade to the All Access Pass so you can gain free access to his book and all the future updates and everything associated with that, then definitely click on the link up below, because you don't want to miss out on this book, especially if you're thinking about getting going on print on demand. It is time. I mean, this is a great time to get going on print on demand. I started off doing print on demand a little bit and then I stopped. And so I've been doing more print on demand with my son, but this is a great time to get started, and you're right before Q4. So focus on that. If you don't know what your e-commerce method is going to be for Q4, then this is a great time to get started getting comfortable with what you can do in print on demand, so you can spend August and September working out the kinks, establishing your business process and procedures, and then that way you can scale for fourth quarter. So if you do, like I said, upgrade to the All Access Pass, you get his book. So thank you so much, Jacob. I am so glad that you've been part of the summit. I hope that you'll be part of a future summit. And we are going to say goodbye for now.
Oh, before you do. I do a whole bunch of other stuff outside of print on demand. So if somebody wants to check out my own personal link tree, it's linktree/Jacob Topping. And that has all the links to my social media, my Facebook groups, my personal connection, like my chocolate company. I make gold-plated chocolate bars for a living. I got a factory and everything. It's 5-leaf chocolate. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Diversify your income streams. There's lots of different ways you can do that. Thanks again for having me, Nicole. Sorry to interrupt there at the end. We're at 1 hour and 2 minutes, so you could feel free to chop that off. But I think it's good. If people want to find out about me, they can go to linktree/Jacob Topping.
Okay. All right. That sounds great. We're going to say goodbye for now.